Kingdom Hearts Rechained Memories. This is another video from part 2 of the original Kingdom Hearts series that I ended up doing and calculating Sora and all of his feats, going through so far about the Keyblade, his 3 friends, and the whack-ass story that it actually is. If you liked the last video, I hope you end up liking this one, unless you end up forgetting about what it actually is or what it's supposed to be about. But, moving along to this video, and I'm going to end up showing what I sounded like last time. Here it is. Alright, we get it. Shut the fuck up. Going into this though, what I want to explain first is that to explain Sora and his feats, I'm going to have to introduce the characters that get revealed in this game. And the reason for that being is, well, they have standalone feats, crazy enough in themselves, that end up affecting Sora completely, and along with Donald and Goofy and even Jiminy. But so as the gang continues into the castle, the reason for them being there is because from the first game, they closed the door to Kingdom Hearts, which was on Riku and Mickey. So they have to be searching for them, or have been searching for them, to rescue both of them and get them out of here. But not even soon after, as they go through the doors into this castle, which is named Castle Oblivion, they are soon enough encountered by a mysterious hooded figure that isn't the one that we've seen in the first game, fighting inside a Hollow Bastion. It's someone else entirely, but has the same exact hood, which could mean that there is multiple of these people, and we'll end up finding out soon enough about what that means. He ends up toying with the group and explaining to them that they forgot every single spell and ability they ever knew. So everything that we knew from the previous game, they don't remember how to do it all, due to the fact that being inside of the castle will ruin your memories, or, well, as they so say. And I'll just kind of let the dialogue for itself explain what's going on here.
I should think it's obvious. The moment you set foot in this castle, you forgot every spell and every ability you ever knew. In this place, to find is to lose, and to lose is to find. That is the way in Castle Oblivion.
Castle Oblivion?
Also, don't ask me how Donald and Goofy's clothes changed, because I honestly have no fucking idea how it ended up happening. We're just gonna say it's Donald's magic or something like that. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. But basically, after the guy's kind of like done toying around with them, he ends up telling them that he'll end up meeting people that he misses, or people that he used to be with back then. He ends up phasing through Sora so damn fast, he ends up grabbing a card and making memories out of it from the stuff that he's seen or places he's been to before, and he ends up handing it to him like it's some sort of, I don't know, goddamn gift card to go to McDonald's or something. Or I don't know, damn Chase debit card. That's what it looks like to me, but anyways, it's Traverse Town. And he ends up handing this to Sora, and yeah, the door behind him ends up changing the reality of what's behind the door in actuality, and ends up changing back into the same exact universe, or, well, quoted world, that we used to go to back then. And we'll end up actually seeing everyone that we knew back then as well. But they may not, or may, know exactly what's going on, due to the fact that Sora is forgetting his memories, along with Donald and Goofy forgetting their memories as well. So since they are forgetting their memories, everyone that's legitimately connected to Sora, or has met him, or has seen him, now all those people have no idea who Sora is, or who Donald and Goofy or Jiminy are at all. And, well, the examples here, which the Final Fantasy gang ends up showing up like how they did in Traverse Town in KH1, but obviously in a completely different way from how they met the first time. They explain here that they're looking for Riku and Mickey, but they quite don't understand what's even happening or going on. And Leon and gang kind of know who Sora is, but they kind of don't, because they're forgetting. As more he goes up the stairs, the more memories he'll end up forgetting. And these characters all are, well, figments of his imagination. They're all pretty much illusions, but they have the hearts of other people. I don't know. It's really confusing. And even Aerith ends up explaining it here, and I'm going to let that explain it for itself, because it's the best way. So yeah, here we go. But as she's mentioning this, I do want to say when Sora ends up first going to Traverse Town, he ends up explaining to Squall that, you know, they've met before and they've hung out and stuff, and he tries to fight him, and he tells Sora that there's a different way of fighting. And even in, I guess, canonical battles, Donald and Goofy, or any of the friends that he ends up meeting in any of the Disney worlds, end up turning into cards and not, like, legitimate actual people. But he could start using the cards as their power, so any parts of their power that those characters have, Sora can now use it for himself in, I guess, card or / memory format, and it's pretty interesting in itself. But yeah, it's pretty sad to the fact that Sora has to go through this mentally and ends up, you know, messing with his head, that he ends up seeing all of his friends that he's seen before, and, you know, he has to drown in the sorrow that he may never even be able to see these people ever again. And he thinks that all of this is just some dream or some fake imagination that he's having with his own head right now. Which, in my opinion, does really develop Sora as a character overall. And I know this is not a character arc of who Sora is and everything. It's just the best way to explain these things or feats is as they go along, they're shown on screen at the same time. So I'm trying to fill in the void here to explain some of the things that he's actually going through mentally that ends up changing his character and ends up making him stronger or making him better by the end of this. But as he's met up with all the people that he did see in Traverse Town and all the other Final Fantasy characters, he kind of does have some sort of recollection still at this point of who they kind of are and what they did with him and how they helped him a lot. But I do want to explain that now, yes, there is more of these guys, and some of them are already unveiled with their hoods, and they are pretty devious people, and they're trying to manipulate Sora to the best that they can, as you can see, with how they're talking to each other and such as that. But I want everyone to know that, well, these guys are no pushovers, they're not anyone that's you should take for a slouch, they're not anything like that. As you can see, they can teleport, go into people's memories so far, but they also control the Heartless, and they could do anything that they want with the Heartless. And from what we already know from the previous time that we talked about Sora and his feats inside of KH1, the Heartless are already so ridiculous enough that they're, well, faster than, like, the Flash, like Wally West. Flash, seriously, I'm not joking. I really wish that I was. We already know that they can't die unless by the Keyblade, and anyways, they could spawn to any universe that they want, and they already are multiversal level plus, so considering these guys, the organization, since they control them, well, their level has to be at least multi-level versal plus, or even more than that, because the Heartless can kill anything that they want, and nobody's going to be able to kill them because nobody else, well, again, nobody has a Keyblade. And even this guy, which his name is Axel, explaining, they're obviously, again, toying with Sora, trying to test him, which we had seen, and he had fought him, and look, he's perfectly fine. Nothing is wrong with him, nothing has been done with him, but they do know that Sora is the key and that he is stronger than them and that he is capable of doing much more than what they need him to do for their own motives that's going on with them. I also want to mention another thing with these guys. There is a number ranking system between all of them, and there is 13 in total of these guys. And not all 13 are inside of this castle. There has only been a couple that are designated to this castle by the leader. And in doing so, of leaving these guys here, they have their alternate motives that are trying to take over the rest of the organization because they think that Sora is the key to doing it. Or at least they think that he's the key to overthrowing the rest of the organization. And the reason for why they're so interested in Sora, which will be shown in a bit later in the video, is that Sora ends up having this strong heart that they're very intrigued in. Because there's only one other person in the entire franchise that has been capable of not being a Heartless anymore afterwards, and Sora was able to do just that. And we have to remember that someone, ever since the first Kingdom Hearts game, when he ended up taking his own life to save all the princesses back in Hollow Bastion, setting all the hearts free back to their original bodies and bringing everyone back to their own universe, well, someone's only been at 50% of power the entire damn time. And even at the mercy of his memory, he's been technically nerfed twice. Not entirely yet, but initially at the end goal, what they're trying to make him do is go up the stairs, which will end up losing more of his memories. He's gonna still be at 50% power and with no memories, and he's gonna still be able or capable of destroying things such as this. Ridiculous, right? Yeah, ridiculous. This isn't the same Hades. This is a memory of them. Yes, a memory. I'm only going to be showing the Disney aspect this first time, and this is going to be the only time because it's just redundant from KH1. It's just misshaped memories. But yeah, Sora's killing memories of immortals. Yes, immortals. And they have really, 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 really bad, corny-ass dialogue that gets played throughout this, like that. So yeah, I'm not going over shit like that, because it's just silly. But yeah, Sora's capable of killing off memories now in any reality that he ends up opening the door to, and killing any people in there, such as immortals like Hades himself, and using his power, like I said before, with any of the people that he ends up beating or ends up having as friends, he has as cards now, and he can use any of their damn powers. And yeah, he's apparently nerfed. Crazy, right? But to explain Sora only at 50%,
what could he have meant by, "You may no longer be who you are"?
I may no longer be me. How can I be anyone else?
Of course.
Yeah, really, really fucking funny, Sora. How can I be anybody else? Oh man, if you've played the Kingdom Hearts series, then you'll end up understanding that by a lot. There is not just one Sora, Jesus Christ. But to go on after this, we get to see a girl, and this girl is named Naminé, and as you can see, she's a girl that ends up writing herself into existence, into anything that she likes. For example, even with this, Sora grabs out his charm, and he ends up thinking about Kairi, which is another feat that I want to explain. And you'll see that Donald even asks where he goes. Sora can actually phase out of reality, and even when he does phase out of reality, Naminé, the girl, is writing her own story into Sora's memories. So, now Sora is going to start thinking of this girl, or, well, other girl on the island that isn't Selphie and isn't Kairi, but herself, and she's going to be a part of his journey, or at least that's what Sora wants to believe, because she made it put into his head, which is already fucked up. I mean, look, he's confused as hell, and you'll start to see sooner or later that he's starting to get upset about it and angry, and it even will affect Donald and Goofy later. And as you could see here, Sora ends up telling them that he remembers her finally, and he's never met the girl once.
Where?
I kid. But honestly, I do need to explain more of Naminé and what she's capable of and what she does, leading up until now. So yes, Sora now does realize that he knows the girl, but he can't remember her name. And I do need to explain who Naminé is and how she came to be about. But for now, this too, Jiminy's journal from KH1, gets completely erased by her. She just takes everything out because she just wants to. But basically, when Sora released his soul from his body, he created a Heartless and a shell, which contained the husk of a nobody, which creates the non-existent person, which created Roxas. But since Sora had Kairi inside of his soul, he also ended up, she ended up creating her own nobody. And since she's a Princess of Light, and she cannot create a Heartless, the only husk that was left after that was made into Naminé. And why does Naminé have, like, the shape-shifting powers of altering the reality of people's memories and taking things out into existence and bringing things into existence. I have no idea, to be honest with you, but as he keeps going up the stairs, he ends up to continue to learn about her and know who she is, or at least that's what she likes to write inside of her drawing book. And Sora even exclaims that apparently him and Riku used to fight who she would draw next, which is obviously not true at all, because she's just writing this into everyone's head and making it a reality now. And even while she's doing this and making false narratives inside of their heads, it's actually replacing Kairi entirely. Sora does exclaim that there was 4 of us, mentioning that Kairi was a part of it at some point, but Naminé just decided to erase Kairi from reality, or at least the reality of Sora's memory at least, and now he doesn't think about her or know about her, and in doing so, it gave Sora more of an alternate motive. Instead of thinking about saving them, Riku and Nikki, he's thinking about saving Naminé now as well, and Naminé is giving him more motivation because they are saying to him that she's locked up in the castle, which we will now see soon enough. And I also believe in doing so, this is why later when I do show it off, that Sora ends up getting these crazy ass powers. But moving on to the next organization member, which her name is Larxene, she's told by Marluxia that she needs to fight Sora in order to manipulate him of going up the stairs to lose more of his memories. She tells Axel she wants a turn at fighting at him, thinking that he's weak. She manipulates him by telling him that she knows where Naminé is and she's at the top of the stairs, and in order to get to her, she needs him to fight her because she wants to see the full potential of what he really has. And by telling Sora all of this information, it's making him really angry, which leads to frustration and lack of preparation and time to be able to fight her. So she makes a mockery of him. And then she ends up doing this.
I'm a bad guy, so you have to go through me.
Sora! What's that? Is that thing mine?
Yep, it's the charm. It's the charm that he had ended up showing a bit earlier when we were talking about it, when he was able to see Kairi by phasing out of reality. Yes, now Naminé has also changed the fact of his charm is different, and actually the promise isn't related to now Sora and Kairi, now it's related between the facts of Sora and Naminé. And Sora doesn't understand this yet because he hasn't seen his charm since about 2 floors ago, meaning Sora has probably lost about 2 whole floors worth of memories. And he's trying to think of what the hell this charm is that's in his pocket while Larxene mocks him, and he finally ends up realizing her true name. So now that entire promise throughout KH1 between him and Kairi since the very beginning of the game has now been changed completely between him and Naminé, and since she's mocking him so much, taking it from him, it ends up setting him off. And once he is set off, he really does now believe that this entire time he has always been wanting to be with Naminé, and it was never Kairi to ever begin with. And now by this point, Sora has forgotten all about Kairi and who she even was. And even Larxene explains the same thing. But hey, after kicking her ass, we see she ends up running away like a baby and saying that she didn't lose, but she definitely does. But before she leaves, she ends up handing Sora another card to go up the stairs so he can continue forward. You know, manipulating him like an asshole that she is, because she definitely is probably one of the biggest assholes in the entire organization, or at least the way that she acts. But when she's finally gone, we end up seeing a side of Sora that we never have ever seen within KH1, and now we end up seeing him swinging around, flailing, acting all mad, wanting her to come back so he could kill her. He's bloodlusted, and I mean, I don't blame him at all. He is losing his memories, he doesn't understand what's going on, he understands that something has changed, but he can't exactly pinpoint what that entails. Donald and Goofy try to cheer him up, but there's not much they know either. And a bit of background for when Larxene does go back, just to claim and know that Sora actually did beat her, and it wasn't something like, oh, I was just toying with him, or oh, I wasn't trying type of thing, because Axel even knows that she lost to him, I guess belittling to her power because she seems like, or she knows that she's very strong, and she can't even take the fact that she lost to a boy that's 14 years old with a fucking key as a weapon. But yeah, it is what it is, man. I mean, I'd feel pretty shitty myself too if I ended up losing. But by the way, this is another organization member named Vexen, and Vexen can create people. No, I'm not even joking. No, I'm actually serious. This green-eyed weirdo, this old man, is actually capable of making actual human beings. He plays God. Also, did I ever mention the fact that this girl, Larxene, and him, Vexen, they're both also capable of controlling the Heartless and capable of going into people's memories? Yeah, they're pretty on par with each other, and they all are kind of similar in power, except that they're not, and we'll get to that in a little bit here. But yeah, little buddy old pal Vexen here has ended up making some experiment, and that experiment is, well, what I just said a minute ago. He created an actual human. Oh, who's that? Yeah, it's our boy Riku. So if you thought that Sora was already messed up enough, now he's got to end up facing his own friend that he doesn't even know was created by some old man with green eyes and weird ass yellow dreaded dingy hair that's ugly as hell. But, yeah, this Riku has all the memories of the original Riku, and he also, well, looks exactly like him, can speak, functions properly. He is 100% him. He also even has his powers and his sword. Don't ask me about the damn Soul Eater. I don't even know. I know it's not a Keyblade. It's just a regular sword for the time being, but it's funny enough to even call it a sword, because it can just also do the same thing as Sora's by phasing in and out of reality. And I guess he also ends up having the same powers of darkness of Ansem, even though Ansem's not possessed inside of this Riku. But yeah, he could also do the same thing as Riku originally with the sword. But he also has this some called alternate motive of protecting Naminé, and he doesn't even care about him anymore apparently. And he didn't even want Sora to come and find him in the first place, because he said at the door, or well, the original Riku said at the door, protect her, and now he's pissed about it, even though this isn't even the real Riku. But yeah, no, they fight like fucking like, I'm serious, dude. This is actually bullshit. This is seriously some bullshit. Redundant, stupid. I don't care. If I get demonetized, I don't care. It's annoying. But yeah, Riku, what are you talking about?
You never cared. It never mattered to you.
You won't push me away.
Talk about some serious angst, am I right? Friends fighting, teenagers, being a little weirdos, running away from their friends. Lovely, right? Yeah, no? Yeah, I thought so. Anyways, they even say that he's beaten him so many times that his damn experiment was just a failure. And they're scoffing him off and laughing at him because it was a joke to even make in the first place, because it seems like a little teenager running around the castle. So he gets really mad and he just really wants to prove them wrong. But anyways, I wanted to finally mention this because now all of them are going to appear. That yes, the number ranking system that I did end up bringing up earlier actually does have meaning, but it's not what you think. You'd think that the number of order or number of power is how strong they are by, first being the strongest and 13 being the weakest, but that's not the case at all, actually. It just signifies to when the people actually turned into nobodies. But final, what the fuck is a nobody? Well, be prepared to be stuck in this freeze frame for a fat fucking minute. Just kidding, I'm gonna try to explain it as quick as I can. Basically, when someone passes on, they end up making a heartless and they end up making a nobody. Just like when Kairi was inside of Sora's soul, since she was freed from Sora's heart, she ended up making a nobody, which was Naminé. And since Sora has darkness inside of him, he ended up becoming a shadow, but then ended up getting out of that shadow stasis and becoming human again. And he was the only special person to be doing said thing. But he ended up making a husk, which ended up creating Roxas. And Roxas is Sora's nobody, and Naminé is Kairi's nobody. But basically, they both are special, so they ended up making humans. When somebody that is a regular person who isn't strong or strong-willed in their heart, they end up creating a nobody that is called a dusk, which I will throw up on screen really quick. Hey, yo, what the fuck? My bad. Not that. I mean this. Anyways, there's not really anything special about them other than the fact that they are stronger than the Heartless, but I'm gonna get into that in Kingdom Hearts 2. But back at what's at hand. The number system I was gonna go over with these guys. So, like I said, they are ordered by when they became a nobody. So yes, these all used to be real people, but their names are completely different. If you noticed anything about them, Sora backwards with an X spells Roxas. And so these guys also have names backwards without the X too, but I'm not gonna go into every single one of them. Vexen is number 4, Marluxia with the scythe right there is number 11, and then Larxene is number 12, Axel is number 8, and there is actually 2 other people that are here, which is Zexion and Lexius, but that's in Riku's side of the story. I might go into detail of something I skipped once I get to the end of the video, of how strong they are, and go over what their powers are and stuff like that. And Lexius is number 5, and number 6 is Zexion. Now back to the assholes that are coercing a 14-year-old little girl into messing with somebody's memories, and if she doesn't, they're gonna murder her. Yay. No, seriously, understanding the cosmology of the situation and everything that surrounds it is actually really, really fucked up. It's pretty dark how the fact that Marluxia wants to have people go ahead and fight Sora just for them to die because they want to see how strong he really is. So that's why Marluxia just went over to her and just told her, hey, you remember that promise you guys had? But not really, but you kind of did. Yeah, so she just wrote that in his head, and now Sora thinks that he has a promise with Naminé and that he would always protect her. Oh, sounds really similar, like something that Riku was trying to do, or, well, fake Riku. I'm so sorry that I'm going into this. This is probably so confusing for everybody. Replica Riku, memories being altered. I know, it's not perfect, alright? Listen, I didn't make damn games. I love them though. I don't know why. Just, there's something so enticing seeing an anime character kick the shit out of so many fucking cool things and people with Disney characters, right? I think everyone that's watching this video can agree if you're gonna even be watching this video, I would believe. So yeah, thanks guys. 10 whole floors gone, worth of memories. Yay, Vexen! What a lovely guy, except he's not. And I also don't know why a lot of the Kingdom Hearts games end up explaining that there's insurance or debt that people owe, or they need to fix buildings or stuff like that. Maybe they Square Enix needs insurance for something, or it's a running gag they've always had, but yeah, you end up seeing it a lot, oddly enough. Anyways, I'm way off topic. Let's get into this. Sorry guys. Basically, Vexen wants you to know that he's the one that created Riku, created the replica Riku that you've been fighting this entire time, but 4 times in a row, or, well, not in a row, but 4 times in all, total, nothing too different except the fact that you end up having to see him get apparently stronger, but you kick his ass all the time. But anyways, yeah, Vexen tries to fight you, and he ends up diving into your memories, just like a certain someone that did in the very beginning, which was Marluxia, and, you know, Larxene, and I guess Axel technically did it as well, but yeah, now Vexen has also ended up doing this, and yeah, you see that? Never fucking been there before. Here's your new goddamn Chase debit McDonald's card, who knows. Anyways, he fucks off and leaves. But Sora ends up taking it and going up the stairs even further, and he thinks that he's been to this place before as well. Except though he actually hasn't, but he has. You know, the Roxas thing that I was speaking about, because that's the side of Roxas's memories. We are not gonna get into his damn character in this episode, and if I did, I think my head would explode. So let's just move on from that and forget about him for a little bit. You know, get it? Ha ha. Chain of memories? I know I'm not the best comedian, I need to get the fuck off of YouTube, but yeah. Now Marluxia is wanting to have Axel go follow and eliminate Vexen, because now that Vexen has given this card to Sora, it's kind of leading towards the fact that Sora could possibly end up figuring out about his nobody and end up running into Roxas in some way or somehow, and they do not need that at all, because if they ended up coming back together and Sora came back in full power and knew about their plans about overthrowing the organization, then it would be completely atrocious for them and everyone is going to die. So yeah, they are now there, which this place is called Twilight Town. Not really that much of a spoiler if you're already watching this, but this is basically also Naminé's home as it is Roxas's home. And in this mansion, if he were to go there and go to the alternate side of the actual universe of this place, he could end up running into him, and then, well, what I explained a second ago, that they would end up fusing back together and Sora would be at 100%. Vexen ends up coming along, and he ends up trying to stop him, or that's what he wants everyone else to think. But he's actually going to be telling Sora if he even knows what's even going on, if he knows about Naminé, or if the memories are even real that he's even having anymore, or if the memories that he knew about with Roxas, well, he doesn't know who Roxas is, but the memories enticed to Twilight Town, he's trying to explain to him that, you know, these are the ones that are on the other side of your memories, because the other side of your soul has been missing from you ever since Kingdom Hearts 1. You've never been at full power, and you've never seen the full extent of what he used to actually be. This is solely made from his memory, and this is not even somewhere he's actually been himself physically with Donald, Goofy, or anybody else. That's what his heart remembers, as they say. But now, Sora doesn't even care anymore. He's just getting angry and frustrated, and he just wants to kill them and brute force his way through this, because why would he listen to a bunch of people that are seemingly wanting to hurt him and his friends, or at least that's what they said through the beginning of the staircase. I mean, memories or not, I think I wouldn't want to listen to people like that either. But since Vexen has now said too much, the other organization members, Marluxia, Larxene, and Axel, Lexius, and Zexion, all now know that Vexen has now told Sora about said situation, or well, vaguely too close to said situation of what they're trying to hide from Sora. And since now he's talked a lot of shit on Riku, saying that he was his and that he created him, it's making Sora pissed off because he doesn't understand what the hell he's even talking about. And now Sora is bloodlusted and wants to kill his ass. Rightfully so, I understand. And even at the mercy of his own memory, like Vexen says, yes. Now, like I said earlier, 10 floors, 10 whole floors worth of memories are now gone. Up until this point, I'm actually pretty sure, if I go back, I'm not entirely sure, maybe 11 or 12 floors worth of memories now that are gone. And Vexen just ends up spilling the beans, just spilling everything like an idiot for someone that's so smart to create real damn people. Or maybe he's trying to be nice, but yeah, Axel's here now, and he is pissed. He is not too happy about the situation that's going on between these guys, and now he is coming here to get rid of Vexen. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna talk over this part, because I want you guys to listen to this yourselves, because, yeah, pretty dark for Kingdom Hearts when people want to say that it's a lighthearted game. So here you guys go.
No! Don't do it!
We are just nobodies who have no one to be, yet we still are. But now you can be nothing
Instead of just being a nobody, you're off the hook.
No! Please don't! I don't want to.
Goodbye.
What are you? What are you people?
Don't know. I wonder about that myself.
Yeah, no. You ain't finishing that damn sentence. What the actual So like I said, number of order does not matter. Someone who creates damn life can go into memories, can teleport, can have the same damn senses as them by hearing them from other universes and such, etc. Wow. Or the fact to even control the Heartless. Yeah. Axel just Thanos snapped that man out of existence. But you want to know someone else who can Thanos snap people out of existence? Sora'S powers, let's go. We're gonna do it in a quick ass fashion, so yeah. We got things such as warp, deleting people from existence, got Blizzard Raid, which is hurling Keyblade with ice, got Synchro, changing the people's health or things' health to one user, Fire Raid, using fire on it, Aqua Splash, self-explanatory, spraying that shit like fucking Mario Sunshine or some shit. Got some of Terror, which literally just makes them scared. Got Gifted Miracle, taking all of the enemy's users' health and sucking into Sora. Got Bind, keeping people in place no matter what, doesn't matter, even mage users. Shock Impact, hit them and freeze them fuckers in time. You got some Homing Blazara, which is self-explanatory. I swear to God if I had to explain that. Got Quake, make earthquakes. Got Teleport, turn around behind that fucker and stop him in time. Got Thunder Raid, slap that shit with some, electricity. Got Confuse, make them motherfuckers swing around in circles. The fucking sun, and then you got Reflect Raid, just shoot multiple Keyblades out of fuck nowhere. Got Magnet Spiral, want to create a white hole and make everything explode? Well then, here's your goddamn powers. And then Lethal Frame, stop that motherfucker in time, hit him a bunch of times like an anime boy that you are, kill that dude like he meant nothing to you, use a tornado, suck all them dudes up like a vacuum cleaner in those old ass cartoons, and then let them all slam on the floor and explode. Got freeze them in time and with ice. Got Judgment, let the Keyblade fucking run around the goddamn amusement park and have fun. Have Holy, which is obviously holy magic and it splashes around everywhere. And then you got Raging Storm. Yeah, 3 tornadoes full of fire, one of the most badass ones, and I love it to death. Sorry, I'm like stuttering. Holy fucking shit. Mega Flare, you blow them motherfuckers up like it was just like some, I'm not saying that, nuke. Boom, yeah. Anyways, oh yeah, by the way, you can summon Cloud, and yeah, he has all of his summons from before and every single move that he had from Kingdom Hearts 1. That was really quick in succession. Yeah, anyways, Riku's back and he's running away like a pussy like he always does. And what the fuck? He has the same damn charm as Sora. What the fuck? Anyways, yeah, I think buddy old Riku now has the same exact memory of what happened last time with Sora a couple of floors ago, where Naminé had put the charm in Sora's pocket and changed it to her own and having her own story. And Donald and Goofy are now even concerned about this because they're like, yeah, there's no way in hell that you care about it that much and now that's all you talk about. It's kind of weird. But then Sora's like, oh, maybe these dudes are right now. And he's not dumb, it's just, if you say he's dumb, then I need you to go read a book and live your life because he's forgetting his memories. So it's a video game, alright? Stop it, please. Anyways, Sora goes on and he talks to Naminé, and once he talks to Naminé, he knew that it wasn't supposed to be her that he was trying to go after all this time. It was always Kairi. But he couldn't exactly pinpoint that because all of his memories had been messed with. Riku ends up coming back down and he says that he needs him to be gone and he should have been closing the door to Kingdom Hearts, etc., etc. Because this is the fourth. the fourth and final goddamn time of fighting this dude. So let's kick his ass again! Holy shit! But then it's a you win battle and then you lose cutscene bullshit. So yeah, I hate him so much. You have no idea. I
guy
really
win.
do.
Riku! Stop!
You are through!
I said stop!
Except you don't, bitch! You lost! Well, you know, now you're kind of like dead, but anyways. Yeah, Namine can do all that stuff with changing people's memories. And she could also write things into existence and even erase things such as journal books and put things into people's pockets like weirdos. And yeah, she could just snap people out of existence by wanting them to die. And that was really damn brutal to throw Riku over there. But now Larxene comes in. She finds out about Axel being a double-crossing agent and getting nominated to flee and run out of the room and trying to meet up with Sora. And so, in doing so, she ends up just telling him the entire plan and everything else because she's wanting to kill him at this point. She doesn't even care. But yeah, now Sora knows that that is a fake Riku and it's not the real one. And now Sora is learning about how much of a witch Namine is, which really sucks because even though she doesn't have quoted feelings or anything like that, you still feel bad for her as a character because she is being coerced to do these things. And the organization, well, she can't really do the same thing to what she just did to Replica Riku because Larxene, Axel, Marluxia, Vexen, Lexius, and Zexion, the rest of the organization members that aren't even here, they don't remember their past. They only know little bits and pieces, but the only reason why Namine knows about Kairi and her real self is because, well, she was told. And Roxas doesn't know Sora and, you know, same vice versa, like how I had said before. But now Larxene is pretty pissed off at this fact that everything is spoiled, I guess. Their plan to make Sora into a puppet that knows nothing so he could collect hearts and try to make them into people again. Or at least that's what the leader of the organization wants. And if not that, they were planning to have Sora just wipe the floor with all of the rest of the organization. So she, like I said, biggest asshole in the organization, in my opinion, from the way that she does these things or the way that she talks. She just bitch slapped Namine, dude, across the room. A 14-year-old girl didn't even do anything wrong. I mean, besides the fact of messing with people's memories, but that wasn't because she wanted to in the first place. God damn, that was a long run-on sentence. But Sora speaks about friendship and love and careness, even if it's fake, and he's like, yeah, it's real to me. Fuck you. I'm gonna kick your ass. So he does exactly that, and now she's gonna fucking explode. Yeah. Sorry, I just talked really long. You guys really need to see the manga of this part, because when Larxene does die, dude, in the manga, oh my god, dude. Goofy holds up his shield and Sora and Donald get on top and they spin in a circle and they use fire and ice and it turns into water and she explodes or implodes, whatever. But anyways, Axel ends up showing up to Marluxia and Marluxia is not happy about him being a double agent in this situation at all because he thought that he could trust him as getting rid of traitors, and it's funny enough because that's actually what Xemnas does. He trusts Axel to get rid of traitors, so Axel's getting rid of the traitor's traitor, and he's traitoring the traitors of the traitors. No, I'm serious. If you actually just read into what I just said, that actually just made sense. Or at least to me. But you guys aren't going to understand that until probably Kingdom Hearts 2, so yeah. But as they're going along, Axel just knows that Marluxia is doing the wrong thing, and he's trying to get rid of him. Which is a really badass fight scene, by the way. I actually do like this a lot. I wish they showed more stuff like this, but they don't, for whatever reason. Marluxia over here is going to manipulate the situation at hand so he can get rid of Axel by trying to use Sora to get in the way, because he's coming up the stairs right now as they fight. And Marluxia is going to be capable of doing something right now, which is ridiculous. Oh, where are these roses? Oh, it's going to be Naminé? Yeah, no way. So you're telling me that not only can they teleport, go into people's memories, control the Heartless, and the Nobodies, which I'm not getting into this game, like I said, in Kingdom Hearts 2 we'll go over them and everything else. I know, nobody enemies and nobody human beings, very confusing, but he can teleport people to him, in front of him. If he's capable of doing that, why didn't he just do that to Sora to begin with, if he needed to go up the stairs? But whatever. Anyways, Sora ends up fighting Axel, and he ends up beating him. Although Axel is the one person that doesn't die, so yeah, he ends up actually just teleporting away. It makes it look like you ended up defeating him, but you actually didn't. And now we're at the very, very top of the castle, the very 13th floor. Get it? Organization 13. 13 floors. Quirky. So funny, right? Yeah, no. It's more like Nomura likes the number 13 a lot, and the number 7 might entail something big in lore way later in the series, so I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up doing anything like that. But now, since he's lost at least 13 floors of memories, he wants Naminé to get rid of what's even left inside of his head, even though they're just now fake memories that she implanted. If she gets rid of it, it'll destroy Sora and his heart or soul. You know, basically the same exact thing that happened in Kingdom Hearts 1, but he came back to life anyways because Kairi hugged him, and it was because he felt the feelings that he still felt. Dude, again, I don't make these games. I don't. It just happens, and it's called plot armor. I don't know if you ever heard of that, but yeah, that's what it's called. So Sora's like, hey dude, destroy me, destroy my heart, because yeah, I know that I got this plot armor. Get the hell out of here with this bullshit. Let me go take on Marluxia with no memories, and go beat him up, and then save you, and then get you out of here. Or at least that's what he wants to do, even though Naminé is not going to be able to do that, because we'll see why. But anyways, Sora ends up fighting Marluxia and ends up putting him through this task, going through a door. Beforehand, actually, he ended up fighting a double of Marluxia that was fake, and then ended up killing that one. And now he's going through the double door, finishing off this one in the realm of nothingness. And actually, this part is really messed up in lore-wise, because that's Marluxia's sister. Yeah, I'm serious. The thing that he is sitting upon is his sister, because she was turned into a nobody, an enemy type, and she's actually also behind him in this scene as well. But we won't get to that until way later in the series, until like after Kingdom Hearts 3. Because it's a part of Union Cross's story in Dark Road, the mobile games that most people don't even end up playing or trying to learn the story about unless you're a true Kingdom Hearts fan or just a mega nerd, so like me. Anyways, Sora ends up beating this man 3 damn times in a row, no memories at all, and ends up doing it himself, alone, because Donald and Goofy returned the cards, remember? So, he leaves the place of Realm of Nothingness, locks it, and then, dude, look, the door and everything behind it just turns into a wall. The other side, it doesn't exist anymore. It's gone. That's a feat. It is gone. Like I said, Sora is capable of locking up anything, oh my god, it's Riku, by the way. Fuck, sorry, that was late as hell. But basically, this Riku, replica Riku, not real Riku, he ends up talking emotionally and like just wants to tell Sora, hey, you know, I'm sorry, I was just being dumb and I shouldn't have fought you, and I realized that I should have been on the good side and helping you out, like you said to begin with. And then Sora's just kind of like, but you're still Riku as well, please stay. But he's like, nah, I need to get out of here, pretty much type of deal. So Naminé needs to go fix his memories, but Riku's like, nah, I'll just deal with it. So replica Riku goes to face off to the real Riku. Yes, the real Riku is also here with Mickey. But instead of going up the stairs, they are going down the stairs into the basement floor, which makes no goddamn sense because they meet someone and they end up exiting the castle through the bottom floor, but we're just gonna go with it. But now back to Naminé. She ends up telling Sora legitimately, for real, like, do you want to keep your old memories of what you went through in KH1, or do you want the memories that you had here in this castle, but you'll never be able to obtain the past memories that you had, or if you choose the old ones, you'll never be able to retain the memories that you ended up having here. So it's kind of like, damn, so I have to lose a game either way? You made me play a whole game of one certain place in one certain time, and I'm gonna forget about it anyways? But, you know, good old boy Sora says that he wants his old memories. Naminé, again, feels like she needs to pity Sora by saying that, oh, who would want a bunch of fake memories anyways? And anyone will choose that. And it's like, well, yeah, no shit that anyone would choose that. But, I mean, since Sora is about to sleep in a pod for a whole damn year, by the way, in this Castle Oblivion, they have been in here walking up the stairs for months, because time here works completely differently, because that's explained in 358 over 2 days, and 358 is happening at the same time as Chain of Memories. So yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. You want to think, damn, how are Sora, Donald, and Goofy not hungry and not dying from starvation or drinking anything? But we're just gonna forget about that because this is a video game. But he ends up talking to Naminé, wanting to make a promise because, you know, he does care about everybody, even if it's a phantom promise or not, or even if the person does hurt him in some sort of way. He always tries to find a way to forgive and always tries to re-trust them again. And as he gets into this pod and Donald and Goofy get into their pods, they have to stay in there to have their memories rearranged and fixed again. And another thing that I want to mention before concluding to all of this, Jiminy is one of the biggest dumbasses in the entire franchise. For someone that is noting and journaling the entire stories of these games and every enemy and every character that they run into and even the abilities and magic, and this dude just said, well, if the promise doesn't work somehow and they can't end up talking ever again or finding each other ever again, and explaining to what had happened in Chain of Memories and what Sora went through and everything, Jiminy says, hey, why don't I just write into my journal and say, thank Naminé? What is that going to do? Why don't you write, well, this is what Naminé looks like, this is how old she is, this is where she's from, and etc, etc. I mean, you get the point, but it's super silly, as I guess the writing would be, but, you know, gotta figure a better way to do it because you gotta be cool or something, I don't know. But as Sora jumps into the pod, he gave that promise finally to Naminé, and they are gonna conclude with Sora holding his charm that he obtained from Kairi. And Naminé even explains that to Sora, it was always her, and she has always been your light that has guided you through everything. And it gave Sora the motivation that he used to have from the very beginning. And as he looks at it, it's not what Naminé wrote into the memories that he had in the drawing book and that was put into his pocket. everything's back to normal, and now Sora is starting to remember what it is that he values most in life, and who he cares about the most, and the people that he loves. And even if things are changed now, he'll end up making those things better and trying to reach out to those people that he couldn't reach out to before, even if they get erased from his memory. And now we get to see everyone that we got to see within the Disney world that we didn't watch. Anyways, we get to see his true friends and all the people that he loves. The people from Traverse Town, the people from Destiny Islands, and not anyone else, because we don't care about any of the other people. Just kidding. We got our boy Riku, and we got our girl Kairi over here as well. The people that have always been entrusting Sora to save the multiverse over and over, and the people that have always been there to help him through thick and thin, and even get him to survive on his journey by guiding him. But as Namine is starting to fade away, she tells Sora, "Don't worry, I'll come back with the promise that you gave to me, and once we meet again, it'll end up being for real this time." And as Sora tells her, "Don't worry, once I come back to see you, I'm gonna thank you, and there's no need to cry about it, because it may be forgotten in my memory, but it'll never be lost." And that is it. Chain of memories, guys. Thanks for watching.